Hooray, hooray! You are ready to turn your The Legend staff into the Bifrost staff. Ta-da! And have your shiny rainbow with you at all times. So, let's get started. The first gift that I made for dropping into the Mystic Forge with The Legend actually has two gifts inside of it. The Gift of Mastery. So for the Gift of Mastery, there's two things that you need that will take a little bit of effort. The first being the Gift of Exploration. So on this character, I do not have world completion for exploration. What you actually need is to go to every single zone, so say Gandharan Fields here, and you need that to be at 100%, that little bar, on every single zone except for all the zones past here. So Brisbane Wildlands, Metro Province, Radisson, but everything past those, like Silver Waste, Dry Top, those don't matter. When I did it, it actually included World versus World, because I did my Gift of Mastery way long time ago, and then I just didn't use it. So just so you know, you gotta go exploring the whole world. That means all the points of interest, all the vistas, all of it. The second thing you need is to go to World versus World and go to your reward tracks, and you will have to actually do enough World versus World to fill up this reward track to the Gift of Battle. The Gift of Battle, you just do enough World versus World and you get it. It also gives you a couple of Mystic Clovers along the way and some Obsidian Shards, which you will want and need for making your legendary. You may have done it already just to get the amalgamated gemstone for your legendary as well. However you did it, it's fine. I'm just letting you know you will have to have the Gift of Battle. So if you don't usually World versus World, tough cookies. SARS. You got to. You will also need 250 Obsidian Shards. I've said before in another video how to get some of those, how I get those, but they're very easy to get. Obsidian Shards, you can buy them with Karma down in Ore in the Straits of Devastation, down here at the Temple of Balthazar. If it is not contested, there is a vendor to buy them with Karma. You can also do events in the Silver Wastes if you really enjoy the Silver Wastes, and buy them with Bandit Crests. You can buy them with Unbound Magic in the 3 new zones, Ember Bay, Bloodstone Fen, and Bifrost Frontier. You know, just go farming Unbound Magic there, and then go to Bloodstone Fen and buy yourself some Obsidian Shards. You can get Obsidian Shards just from opening Bandit chests. You can do your Gift of Battle reward track over and over again, but not actually hit the end and just reactivate it and get those Obsidian Shards. Whatever is funnest for you, there's lots of avenues for getting your Obsidian Shards, but you need 250 of them. And the last thing that you need for your Gift of Mastery is a Bloodstone Shard, which you buy right here from Miani, and it's 200 Spirit Shards, which you should have very easily if you've been playing the game. So you just drop all your Gift of Exploration, your Gift of Battle, 250 Obsidian Shards, and your Bloodstone Shard all together into the Mystic Forge here, and you will get your Gift of Mastery. Yay! One gift out of the way. Okay, so for the next gift, you will need to use the Mystic Forge. If you do not have all your Mystic Clovers, you will need to make some. Mystic Clovers you can only get either by doing World versus World or PvP tracks, or else you gotta drop stuff here into the Mystic Forge and hope your RNG is good. Now you can do this in groups of 10, but for me, I did it one at a time. The reason I did it one at a time instead of in groups of 10 is because I didn't really want to end up with a whole ton of the wrong mats over and over again. And you can end up with some really goony stuff, like more cryptic crystals. You can end up with orichalcum or, gossamer, or, things that aren't necessary for you. What you will hope to get is T6 mats or else your mystic clovers. What you really want is the mystic clovers. So first things first, come over to Miani and buy yourself 6 philosopher stones at a time. You drop in there, so I always buy 60 philosopher stones until I get really close on my mystic clovers, so that, because they come in stacks of 10, and that way it's even. It's 1 spirit shard per stack of 10. So, but it takes 6 of them when you drop them in here with the other components, which are 1 obsidian shard, 1 glob of ectoplasm, and 1 mystic coin with your 6. So drop them all in, and you get a chance at a mystic clover. If you really don't like the RNG route, there are lots and lots of reward tracks that actually include getting mystic clovers and obsidian shards when you get to the end. If you like PvP and world versus world, you can kind of skip this RNG part and you can just go for the ones that are in here instead. Also on your achievement track, where you log in each day, right here at the chest of loyalty, you can pick a chest that gives you legendary components and it has mystic clovers in it. Anywho, just keep making mystic clovers however you're going to obtain them. Keep getting your mystic clovers until you have 77. That is the lucky number, 77, so you can make your legendary. For the rest of this, you just need 250 of every tier 6 mat. The tier 6 mats are the yellow mats. So, like if you open up the trading company and say you want to buy, let's say, a vicious fang, okay? You need 250 of them. So that's, if you're going to buy them straight up right here, that's 72.93. Or if you buy over here, that's 65.55. Again, buy orders are much better than current sellers when you're making your legendary. Getting stuff for a little less is usually better than getting stuff instantly. But that's you can just buy them, or you can go farm them, or on your laurels, you can use your chest of loyalty to get laurels, and you can use the laurels to buy from the laurel merchants, and the laurel merchants will sell you crafting bags that can have tier 6 mats in them. So you can use the tier 6 mats that way instead of having to buy them as well. But it is random. You do not get to decide which tier 6 mat you want. So on the very first page, all the way down, heavy crafting bag, tier 6 mat. 1 laurel to get that bag. So, you can play the RNG game, once again, with them, or you can just buy them outright from other players, or go farm them by killing stuff in level 80 zones and hoping you get those. You can also buy unidentified dye and obsidian shards for laurels, but I definitely do not suggest actually doing that, because laurels are useful so much more for other things. It's way too expensive, the amount of laurels. So T6 mats, fangs, scales, claws, and bones, when you drop them in here, you'll get your gift of might, and you'll want that. And then you'll also want a gift of magic. Your gift of magic is made with venom sacs, vials of powerful blood, crystalline dust, and elaborate totems. So 250 of each. Drop them in, and you will get your gift of magic. So then you drop your 77 mystic clovers, your gift of might, your gift of magic, and 250 ectoplasms in here, and you will get a gift of fortune. And that gift of fortune you want for your Bifrost. Alright, for the last major gift, it again takes 2 smaller gifts and some other stuff. This will be the gift of the Bifrost. The first thing that you will want to do is just go buy a sigil nullification. They're pretty cheap on the trading company. They're kind of annoying to find just from finding a weapon that actually has the sigil and, you know, salvaging the weapon and getting it. So you might as well just go on to the trading company and buy your sigil of nullification that you will need. You will need 100 icy rune stones, which you buy in Frostforge Sound. So if you didn't already buy those, you will need to. So this is in Frostforge Sound or Shake Waypoint. If you come right up here where you fight the Claw of Jormag, Rogin the Penitent, he sells you icy runestones, and you will need 100 of them. They are 1 gold each. You want to craft a legendary? 100 gold is probably not the most you have spent thus far. So here you go, 100 gold for 100 icy runestones. So you can make your gift and make your legendary. You will need a level 400 chef, and you will need to actually buy the Gift of Color recipe. So if you come to Mayani here, she shows you all these gifts, and they're 10 gold each. You're going to need to buy 2 of them, the Gift of Energy and the Gift of Color. Okay? And that is, the color is for Chef 400, and the Gift of Energy is for Artificer. So you need only to be to crafting 400, but your Artificer should be 500 by now because it was 450 and then crafted stuff to make your The Legend, and so your Artificer should be no problem. Just make sure your Chef is also to 400. For the Gift of Color, the first thing is you can either go to the trading company or go farm them, but you will need some materials. The first one is opal orbs. You will need 100 opal orbs. You can take smaller opal crystals and things like that and make them better into opal orbs, or you can go gather out in the world and try your luck, or you can just buy them off the trading company. That's what I did. Besides opal orbs, you also will want 250 piles of crystalline dust. You will also want 100 unidentified dies. Now you can get these randomly from Black Lion chests. You can get these, you know, as doing like storyline for your, you know, lower characters. But honestly, I just bought mine off the trading company. But they do need to be unidentified dies. Don't open them hoping for something good. And last but not least, you need a Gift of Zaitan. Now, the Gift of Zaitan you get either by farming the dungeon for a raw. So, like if you go in your wallet and you look at your currencies, the Gift of Zaitan is bought with these right here, Shards of Zaitan. So, Shards of Zaitan, you can go to the ruined city of Ara down in Cursed Shores. In Ore, way down in here, this dungeon right here, okay? And this needs to be uncontested, so you can walk in, and you need to have done your personal storyline up high enough to get into the dungeon. Or, if you don't want to do any of that, there are other options. Namely being Ruined City of Ara Dungeon Track. You can do this in World vs. World and PvP both. And as you're going along, you do get, I believe, 60 Shards of Zaitan. So you can try building your Shards of Zaitan up that way instead of having to do the dungeon over and over. Honestly, a lot of people don't even enjoy that particular dungeon as much as other ones. So you may have trouble finding a group. Again, if you like World vs. World, if you like PvP, if you're even just sort of about them and don't think they're amazing but don't think they're terrible, if it's not a struggle for you, it may be faster and easier to just do that. Another thing you can do is just do other dungeons, and once you do 8 paths of other dungeons, you get a chest of dungeoneering, and you can pick dungeon tokens for any other dungeon, including Ara. So you could get your tokens that way as well. So here I am in Lion's Arch, and I am at Fort Mariner Waypoint. If you come down, the dungeon merchant's right over here. So I always come and get stuff from him right here. And apparently it's the weapons of Ara. There it is. So you need a gift of Zaitan right here. 500 shards of Zaitan to buy the gift of Zaitan. So once you have your 250 crystalline dust, your gift of Zaitan, your 100 opal orbs, and your 100 unidentified dyes, you can give it to your chef and have them cook that up for you, and you will get your gift of color. So for the artificing recipe for the gift of energy, you just need a whole ton of dust. Again, I didn't really have much when I started this, so I had to buy all my dust, but you need 250 radiant dust, 250 luminous dust, 250 crystalline dust, and 250 incandescent dust. So for the dust, the luminous dust, radiant dust, incandescent dust, you can go farm the branded in Blaze Ridge, and you can get all of those dusts randomly off of the guys as you're killing them. If you really don't want to buy them, the pile of crystalline dust is much harder to get. You're gonna have to go to ore for that, or some other 80 zone, and hope. It is RNG. Again, I just bought my stacks of 250, but once you have 250 of all 4 of them, just have your artificer make you the gift of energy. Your 100 icy rune stones, gift of color, gift of energy, and your sigil of nullification. You want to stick them all here in the Mystic Forge, and you will get the gift of the Bifrost. Woohoo! Alright, and you are ready. Drop your gift of mastery, your gift of fortune, gift of the Bifrost, and the staff, the legend that you crafted, into the Mystic Forge, and you will officially have your beautiful Bifrost staff. The legendary. Yay! And you can pick your stats, and you can be overjoyed, and you can run around with rainbows trailing out behind you, and you can feel awesome about yourself. You can feel awesome about yourself that you put in that much effort, and you got your legendary, and you earned it, and you deserve it.